We've had some bits and bobs out of Spider-Man as well, which we'll quickly mention. A few bits. We had a nice poster drop, didn't we? Showing the costume and him hanging upside down. That looked nice. Something we've seen before, pretty much, but all the same, they seem to be getting the feel for the film exactly where I want it to be. So that's good. But the main kind of cause of controversy this week was the apparent confirmation, but not really, that Zendaya, is that how you say it, Alex? I don't really know.
I have no idea.
I don't know who she is.
That's how it's spelt, but we're Brits and therefore useless.
Zendaya is rumoured to be playing Mary Jane Watson, which is... Oh, it's the worst thing ever for 5 people on the internet who can't get over a slight difference in appearance of a character. Because when Zendaya was announced, she's obviously a young black girl. I don't know how old she is, but she looks just the right sort of age to be knocking around with Tom Holland in school.
Yep.
And no one really thought anything of it. A lot of people thought love interest because she's, a beautiful young lady. And then she drops a picture online. I think this was another Facebook type reveal of her with a dye job of red hair, red flowing locks past the shoulder. And it is very reminiscent of kind of a Mary Jane look. Yeah. And, at the end of the day, Mary Jane, it like most comic book characters, it is not essential that Mary Jane is a white girl, because lo and behold, in this day and age, there's plenty of people from all different backgrounds going to school together.
Yeah, who'd have thought it, eh?
Fuck me.
When Spider-Man first appeared, that things might change. I mean, the arguments I've heard are completely out there. There's so many different arguments. For a start off, people thought it might have been introduction of Miles into the story, because a black actress, therefore there must be a black actor to go with her.
Well, there's only one black character in Spider-Man, We've got to. It's got to do with Miles.
Exactly. And then you've got people getting angry because of the colour of her skin, people getting angry because of the colour of her hair, people getting angry because of... I don't even know. It's just nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. I mean, my issue is the fact that she's from Disney Channel.
Yeah.
And it's just a bane of my life. But that's just a personal thing.
Well,
it'd be like if a Teletubby rocked up.
I think there's a few people who have made the same thing. It's like, I don't really care that, that she's playing Mary Jane, that she does, she's a slightly different skin tone to the person who's drawn in pages of a book. But the more concern around her previous material and the kind of actress she might be, etc.
I don't necessarily think that comes from the material either. I think it's when you read a character, whether you do it consciously or not, you get a sort of image of who would play that character in a live action film.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will have seen Mary Jane as a white girl with red hair.
Yeah.
So you've got a list of actresses who are the right age with red hair, and those are all ticking the boxes, and then they'll know these actresses. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of people don't watch the Disney Channel. They don't know what Zendaya's done, and as such, they would have no awareness of who she is. And all they'll do is go onto YouTube and immediately get angry, because God forbid she's doing a children's TV program.
But the good thing about Marvel is they extensively screen test their actors. They put them in front of a camera with sometimes several other members of the cast to get a feel for how they play off each other, and they make their decisions very carefully as to who they're going to hire, because they know they're going to have to appear in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 movies before they're done.
Yeah.
And they want to make the right call, and if they have chosen her to be this character, then they will have made I would like to say, on their track record, a good choice.
I mean, their casting is always spot on. Maybe they need to give some of their cast some PR training because of all the leaks that are coming out. But I can't think of somebody in the MCU that is poorly cast.
No.
I mean, then you look at the other side of the spectrum. You've got Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark. You've got Tom Hiddleston as Loki. They are good at casting their characters.
Yeah.
And you have to trust them. If you trust them with the universe, you trust them with the casting as well.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about Mary Jane, there is no importance on what her cultural heritage is, or whatever the right word is. At the end of the day, she's beautiful, redhead, with a strong character, who knows what she wants, and very confident, and has some sass, and that is about the size of it.
Basically, everything that Kirsten Dunst wasn't.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, unfortunately. So it does not matter one bit, and I'm looking forward to the day when those loud minority who make fuss about these superficial things shut the fuck up, because it should eventually, hopefully, become normal enough that no one wants to hear it anymore.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, these books were created like 60, 70 years ago. The world is a different place, and we need to start representing the fucking world we live in a bit more accurately on the screen.
It's crazy the fact that so many of the characters came out of inequality as well.
Yeah.
The characters only exist because it's a social commentary on the time during the 50s and the 60s and the 70s where people were struggling. Minorities were having real issues. And Marvel have got to the point now where they've got inclusivity. Just they've sort of got what they were working towards a long while back. There's still a long way to go, but they're getting there, and they're seeing progress on all these things they were working towards. That the X-Men are the perfect example. And suddenly people are pushing back against what Marvel have been working for all this time.
Yeah,
get a life.
I know. It's a strange world that we live in, but hopefully it will get better with time. I think we just take a little while to catch up sometimes, I think.
Yeah.
But in the meantime,